Howdy folks, this is Dan Davis. Welcome to the 3D Sapiens Road Show. This is going to be another travel segment. I'm going to be finishing cutting down a tree. The last one I cut down, it wasn't that big and you couldn't see very well. This one is bigger, and I'm going to be explaining a little bit more about various ways of cutting things, because for those of you who haven't done much camping, you're going to want to know your options and whatnot. So, and one of the things, I've actually been chopping down a few trees. So before it was like, welcome to the jungle, we got evergreens, dun dun dun. Now it's more like, welcome to the jungle, it gets clearer every day. You know, little Guns N' Roses. But anyway, I've been chopping down trees, clearing out stuff. Why? Well, there's 4 different reasons, and I'm going to go into a little bit. Exercise is actually, when you see me cutting down the tree, you'll see a couple different things, actually from martial arts, that I'm going to throw in here. So exercise, firewood, of course, at some point when it dries. Also protection, in case there's a wildfire or something. I want the area around my campsite as clear as possible so it doesn't end up in bonfire. And then, of course, just visibility, which part of it is aesthetics. You know, it just looks better. You can see the sunset, you can see the moon, like last night, the last couple nights, it's been almost full moon and whatever, so you could see a lot better. And that is also a safety aspect, because when you could see better, you're not running into things, you're not tripping over things and whatnot, and if there's critters out there, you're not freaking out, or if there is whatever, you can see them before normally you would be able to see them. So there's lots of reasons for doing this. So let me walk you over there real quick. Now, so here's my seat here, right? So I'm, again, sitting around looking. And if you've watched a few of these episodes, you'll notice that things are indeed clearer. You can see better lighting. That's another thing for shooting video. You want better lighting. So you'll notice it's a lot clearer. I've chopped down some more trees and saplings, and these are all dead stuff, so I'm not chopping down anything live. So I've chopped down some stuff. I've just pushed over, like this one right here that was standing. Oh, actually, that was, where was that? That was right here. I started chopping it down and ended up just falling over, and I rolled it over there. There's the other half of it on the other side of that log. By the way, I found a something squirrel or something lives here. I left a little food out last night, and I think this is where he lives, so I left him a little bit more. Anyway, so this log was, there was 2 different logs here, basically stumps, and so one was here, one was there. Anyway, I'm still cleaning this mess up, but basically I just pushed them over because they're so dead. And then, like that log over here, this is a good example of one. I'm in the process of cleaning this area up too. They get it so eaten up by termites and whatnot that you can pretty much just walk around on them and it'll just decompose as you're walking on the thing. So you got to be careful, make sure you got good balance and all that. But anyway, you can just kind of smash it down, and it's really not good for firewood because it's just like paper. It burns up almost instantly. So it doesn't burn for any length of time. It's no good. So you want, especially cedar, like this red stuff here. This is generally cedar, I think. You can smell it. That doesn't get eaten up by the insects as much, so that tends to be the better firewood. But anyway, you can see around here where I've cut some more down. There's a few over there. A couple more over here. Whoa. I'm walking on one that I cut down here. It's not very wide. Okay. Alright. So here's where I'm at right now. And I've cut through it quite a bit. In fact, I was kind of going to wait a little bit longer, but the wind's kicking up and I'm a little leery of this thing falling over. But I'm cutting it from the backside. It's going to be falling down that way, which will also, by the way, here, it's going to, sometimes people camp around here, so it's going to kind of block an area, so keep me free of neighbors if anybody manages to get up this area. But so before I start becoming like the wolf trying out for a Red Riding Hood or something, huffing and puffing, let me just show you real quick. Okay, before you do anything, you want to use the whacker stick, whatever you got, and any of this dead stuff like this. Let me see if I can film and whack at the same time. See, that stuff comes down real easy. But so when you're working on something, you don't want to get poked in the eye with dead stuff. So, all right, now, when it comes to actually cutting, I don't have a big axe, I don't have a chainsaw, which would be optimum. I could have done all this stuff in like 5 minutes. But so it's exercise, and I remember that. And in fact, I'm going to be talking about this as exercise as I'm cutting. So, again, with the martial arts stuff. But so what I generally have is machetes. With the smaller one is like really for digging the ground and whatnot. But they're all banged up. They're dull as heck. The hatchet also is very dull. And anyway, these things, when you hit a tree, that shock is transmitted throughout your body, and enough of that can be bad. Whereas sawing, if you slow it down and take it easy and make it, like I was saying, like an exercise, then it's not so bad. And it just, you know, it's actually good for you. So, if I can get this thing settled here, unfortunately we're looking right into the sun. Look at that. Yep. Okay, let me find another place for this thing. I hadn't anticipated that. How about over here? Okay, I'm working with a little tripod, so for now, this will work, I think. If I can get this tilted up a little bit. Okay, so there's three main ways that I'm going to be actually doing the cutting. It's going to work. Hold on, I need to find something else. So obviously, you know, like the normal, you just cut with one arm. Then you can also, where the martial arts thing comes into, is you put your whole body into it. So right arm, left arm, and then the martial arts kind of thing, where you're putting your whole body into it. So let me show you that real quick in case I'm huffing and puffing too much, because again, we're at 6,000 feet and I'm 54 years old and not in the best of condition, so whatever. But anyway, here we go. This should go down fairly quickly though, because it's sawed through all the way pretty much. By the way, speaking of clearing jungle, a little shout out to my friends in Zaire, Office de Route, Zaire. Now it's Democratic Republic of Congo. I got this from the guy, well, I won't say who, but anyway, when we went to go visit the mountain gorillas in December '92, 27 years ago, oh my God, 25 years ago. 25 years ago. Anyway, so, Mbote Tsangunini. Anyway, okay, here we go. Gloves. Be very careful, because, again, watch where this thing is falling and be out of the way. Sometimes I have to kind of get underneath it, but, be careful about that, because it can go real quick, and if you're in the way, that thing right there weighs a few tons, so you don't stand much of a chance, so be careful. Both arms, get to exercise both arms. Okay, next I'm going to do putting the whole body into it, which is a modified karate stance, for those of you who've done martial arts, because you can put a lot more power, and basically what's happening with this is I'm kind of doing like this when I hit. So this part right here is really grinding in there. So this kind of guides it in, and then really grind it with this, and using both hands and your whole body. What else was I going to say? I was going to mention something else. Oh, as I'm cutting, I'm not just, you'll notice, I'm not just cutting straight across. That's hard to do with something like this. The easiest thing to do is think polygons, different shaped things, and basically you cut like this, then you cut like this, then you cut like this, then you cut across where those angles are. You cut like this, and then you end up with an angle like this, so then you cut across that one. So again, it's like making, instead of cutting like the diameter across a circle, here's math for you, instead of using a circle like that, you're actually cutting the corners off of polygons, the vertices, and as more corners are created, you cut those until finally, boom, it goes. Okay, so here's with a lot of energy. The wind is starting to pick up. This thing could go at any moment. I hear it cracking. Just a second. Popping before, hopefully, before it falls. You'll hear it creaking and popping, which gives you a little time to get out of the way and gives me an excuse to get this off, because it's bloody hot once you get going. Which, travel tip, camping tip, cold mornings, when you don't want to start a fire because you got to go or whatever, quickest way to warm up is do some serious exercise like this. And again, it helps. So, we don't need no stinking gyms. You can see how strong the cedar is. I've cut well over halfway, all the way around. Diameter wise, well over halfway. And it's leaning. And there's wind blowing this way. And the sucker's still up. It also smells good, but better than me. Oh, man. I need a breather, so I'm going to pause it. Hold on. Okay, here we go again. Keep in mind, when it becomes long and hard like this, treat it like an exercise. You know, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Take your time and just develop kind of a pattern, tempo, whatnot. Amazing. Amazing. Can't believe it's taking this long. Nice light though, huh? Another pause. I'm also getting leery because this thing should go any second. And sometimes they don't just like fall off, they kind of hop off. And if this thing kicks back or something, I'm really in a bad place. I've gone all the way around it almost and still hasn't gone. So, let me pause it for a bit here. Okay, there was some serious pop in there. I actually ran. You can see how far through all that thing is. Look at that. Amazing. I wonder if I can do this on my own. Swear to God. Whoop. Scary creaking. And gonna go talk about a drama queen of a dead tree here. Nope. Okay, a little bit more. Good God. I have to switch hands because I don't want to be in that end of it. Whoop. Good Lord. I think it's hanging up slightly on the tree next to it. All we need is a good wind because it's popping. It's moving. Talk about slow motion. There it goes. Holy shit. Boom! Look at that. Look at how little was holding that whole thing up. Wow. Wow. Anyway, the other nice thing about sawing as opposed to axing, you'd be axing the tree and things, is that occasionally you need a stable tabletop. So, this is one very tired or out of breath Dan Davis signing off.